Hello everyone, this is Les here from the Trains channel, and we have a new update for the layout. And I've done quite a bit over the last week. I've done some more on the layout. I've secretly I've painted two of my wagons to look very nice. So I guess the first thing we'll start off with is around the layout. I've added in some darker tone of green to give it more of a better look, I guess, because just having it one color doesn't always look the greatest, I guess. So just around the place I've added some streaks of forest green. Yeah, forest green. Originally I was gonna have the hill painted in forest green, but yeah. So I've still got some like around there and up the hill and all over there as well. And I think that looks a lot nicer rather than just having normal green. I know it isn't gonna isn't gonna take much effect once I put the static grass on, but I think it looks alright as it is right now, because, well, it's probably going to be a little while until I get the static grass. I'm going to do the ballast and then all the other building things and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just thought I'd do that just to make it look nice for the moment, and I think it has a nice effect. I didn't overdo it, so it actually looks nice-ish. Yeah. Next thing is I actually made this part of the hill like sort of a cliff for a cutting, because originally this was just green and I always knew something was wrong with it. It never looked right to me, and I think some of my viewers would have agreed it didn't look right at all, because it's basically a vertical cliff with grass on it, and it just didn't look good. So I asked my mum to mix up some paints for me that would look nice, and I did that, and yeah, you see I got some reds and some whites and some darker tones, and I also painted over there as well. And then when I did all the paint with all that, I finished up the top, which makes it look really nice, and I also add some little bits of like the foliage and things, so that looks very nice. Originally, well, actually I was thinking that if it didn't look alright, which it didn't really at the first glance, but what I was just going to do is get some more brick paper and just brick paper all this, but then I decided not to, since it kind of defeats the purpose of it being a hill. It's very weird having sort of a hill here, but this is going to have my cows on it, because I have some cows that I've had from the last layout, and I really wanted to use them. This is the perfect spot, because there's nowhere else in the layout they can go, annoyingly. Originally I was going to have them like in a paddock here with another house, but that's where the school's going. Yeah. And yeah, this is really the only spot, so I'm gonna get some pico fencing or something, and then put some fences along the top here, and just have some trees and cows in there. That'll look very nice. I'll be pretty happy with that. What else? Oh, the next thing is I made my end tube. It's got some dust on it. One thing I've actually done is you might remember there was a piece of track that was here that was actually covered completely with plaster, and it was like a derelict track, had like bits of rusty rail and things on it. I decided to take that out because when I put it in, I didn't really think that I was going to extend this track out, which is just going to be, it goes there, stops, and then it looks like it used to keep going. But it never really matched up properly. It was basically like a big kink. It basically went sort of that way. So it was a big kink compared to... So basically it used to go this way. So imagine the track was like here. This is a big kink. So, just fix it up. So, yeah, I thought I'd replace that with some better track, which actually looks nicer. And, then I found out that I have a lot of these open space. So, I got some spare pieces of rail, some of them are stuck down, and put them on two sleepers and just left it there. It looks alright. I've also got a heap of sleepers from a point to sort of make it look like there was a point here, and I've just gotten all the track off. I was actually thinking about joining this track up to the rest of the layout one day to have a run through part of platform, and I've got this thing. This is just a piece of paper that I printed out. Actually, I've cut quite a few of them, but if I look at this, because I've got a first radius. Is that first radius? Yeah, you got a first radius, and then another first radius, I think. I think it goes first, and then I think that's second. So this can tell us. Oh, no, it's first. Oh, no, actually, no, it's about second. I think. No, it's first. So yeah, like 2 firsts and then a second. So yeah, there isn't really any really possible way, but if I sort of lay this down here, so all the rails join up. If I wanted to join it, no matter what, even if it joined up perfectly here, there will always be a bit of a kink here. And I think that won't make too much of a difference. I think if I get some flex track, I could probably have it like more in and then bend it a tighter radius. It's not, it isn't a good idea, but I think it'll work. Or maybe if I like cut it in and then kink it. I don't know. But these are like $35 each, so I'm probably not going to go in. I already have 3 of them. I got two lefts and a right. No, 2 rights and a left. Yes, because they didn't have a lot of them. So yeah, I was going to get 2 lefts and 2 rights to have small crossovers, but no. I've actually got some other things here, and one thing is I was checking what kind of point would be good for this part here, because I want to replace that crossover that I took out a while ago. I had a standard right hand point there, and then I had this point. I had this one, which is I think it's a lifelike trains one, yeah, lifelike. Whoops, this is lifelike there. And the annoying thing about this one is it's a weird radius and a weird straight. It's not very good. It's very weird. But it had a very bulky side-mounted point motor, or just the point lever end motor in one, which I didn't like, and that was very bulky. Imagine it going further out than this, and you can imagine how big that is. So yeah, I took it off and I left it there. That was there when I designed the layout. If you go back to the first layout update, you'll see that was there. But I've been looking at some points, so I had a look at a hobby shop, close hobby shop, what pricings, and this is a Hornby Express point. It's like almost $40, and that's only about 20, 30. And like, I was looking at which ones would fit well. See, that's the Express point, and like, actually, if I move the freight train up a bit, that's fine. I've got some more spare ones. Left hand. That's a crossing. Left hand. There you go. If I have that there, I put the left hand here. Right there, you can see it's not properly aligned. Now I could cut this down a bit, but I'd have to cut it down a fair bit just to get it to join up like that. But I can only add in little bits of straights, and that's more expensive than that one. And this one, if I put it in place. Oh, come on. There. That is a much nicer fit. Actually, it should be slightly over, but see, it's a lot nicer fit, and it's actually a bit cheaper. And Pico is, as everyone must know, more reliable than Hornby. So yeah, I'm gonna get one of those Pico crossings, points. Sorry. Another thing is, I've been sort of thinking about what I should do with the front here, because originally I was going to get a double slip here and then have the brake van siding right here, because there's a big gap and I don't know what to do with it. Like way back ages ago I was going to put a point across here, but that's a very weird corner. It's like a quarter-second radius, so there's no points in that in a quarter-second radius, so it's very weird. I was going to get a double slip or a single slip. No, a double slip, yeah. Single slip won't work the greatest, but I was gonna put that there. Only problem is they don't make double slips. Pico, because Hornby doesn't make them. Pico doesn't make them in second radius. They only make them in well, they might make them in second radius. I'm not sure, but they don't make them like the crossings would be. They don't make them like these points. They don't make it like you've got 2 of these points joined. They don't make it like that. It's very annoying. So really, if you want a double slip, it's gonna be massive and everything. But I don't want that. I want a small one. So I've been thinking about what I should do, and I was thinking that I should get this point, turn it around, and so you have a point going that way. Take this one and use that there for that crossing, and then get 2 left hands, put it here and here, and then I can have that crossover. So it still allows locomotives to move around and do things, but it won't properly allow the shunting locomotive to get from the inner loop, or from the loco sidings, around to the outer loop and then to the coal yards, because that's what I'll be doing at shows and things. But I have to go like zigzag, and I think that'll be a bit awkward. Might not work great because it goes with the power, but I want to see it because I really want to do that because I really need a brake van siding. But I also had some other ideas where I would get, say, the Pico Diamond Crossing, which awesomely is actually the correct sort of radius thing. So getting that, putting that there instead of the point, and then having the brake van siding off there, it's a pretty good fit. But the only problem with that is, like, then I still won't have any way of getting in. I can't put another right hand here because if I did, it would sort of join up with the piece of track which connects the power knowingly, and then still there won't be enough room here. So I can't really do that. It's a very annoying situation, but I think I'm just going to go with what I was thinking originally, just moving all the points around, getting 2 left hand, or 3 left hands technically, and just working it out from there. I also had this crazy idea of getting a left hand point there and then a right hand point there. That is obviously extremely crazy and would not work at all. Oh, it might work. I don't know, probably not. God, I'm talking way too much. So that's some things I've been planning. I don't really know what I'll do, but it's just a matter of buying the things. For some people that watch my videos regularly, like Mitchell Thomas and people like that, I did say that I would go to Train Trader, and then if I didn't find anything, I would go on eBay. I did it the other way around. I found some coaches on eBay. I found like 2 listings. One of them was 4 Hornby or Trying Hornby teak coaches, which actually looked a bit nicer than those ones. And that was a pack of 4 that had 2 coaches and 2 brake coaches. Yeah, and that went for $60, and I don't have that money. I only have 30 left after I got that controller and the trying booklets. But I found this other one, which this is all bidding, by the way, which only went for $12. But what tricked most people is it showed 5 coaches, like the new ones. There's 5 of the new ones, and on the listing thing, the guy said there's 5 coaches here, da la la. Well, no, this is like the numbers they have. But but you click read more on that thing, which people don't always do, and it takes you down to the bottom where it shows and the guy stated the price in like tiny letters. The price is per coach. So this is tricking everyone that he wasn't selling all 5 of them for this amount. He was selling 1. Then you could choose, and it was just terrible because. Like, why would you do that? And it sort of made sense because he had 5 listings and just had the 5 coaches in, all the same. But it was very, very weird. So I didn't get any of those. They both ended way out. Well, one of them way out of my budget. The other one, well, I just told you, was not stated correctly. It's false advertisement. That's sort of illegal. I don't think it matters too much with eBay. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to go to Train Trader, and I'm going to take Sir Bradingham, because he really wants to go there. And remember last time I found this Royal Scot, almost brand new condition, works great, and got that really cheaply. They don't really have prices on anything, so like, they just sort of made up the price of that. It should be around about $200, because it's vintage, and it works extremely well. It's almost completely brand new. And yeah, I was pretty surprised that I got it for that small amount, plus that was all the money I had, which was even more helpful. And the other ones I had was some new Hornby ones, and some old Hornby ones, and some Trying ones, and they were all really noisy. And this is the only one that I found that's sort of quiet, at least, and it's actually old, because I want to get the older things, because they're, well, cheaper, technically. And, yeah, so hopefully I can get some coaches. If I can't get anything, I want to get a, mainline Toad, because Sir Bradingham got a Toad. You probably saw that. I did a little review on that. And, I do have my Trying Toad, but that's not great, I guess, and I want the mainline Toad. The FX one isn't as great. It doesn't have veranda detail, but the mainline one does, and it's very good. But I'll see what else there is. They had, when I went there, this was the only Airfix loco that they had. They had just coaches and just stuff. I think they had, actually no, No, they had this and they had a diesel loco, all fixed, and they just had coaches. They didn't have any wagons, they just had coaches. So yeah. But if I can't find anything after that, I've still got a lot of model train shows and things like that throughout this year. Some of them I'll be exhibiting at, which would be awesome. But I'll see if I can find anything then. I just want to find them because Sir Bradingham wants his coaches back, but I asked him if I could hang on to them until I get my own. So yeah. Moving on. How about the painted wagons? This is one of them. This is, you might remember this as the Commonwealth Oil Corp box van. That was the terrible Thompson Friends one that I painted. I repainted it. 6 coats of red paint later. It actually looks very nice. This is crimson, the color, so it's not bright red, it's low red. And the letters are on both sides. It's not that great. Actually, I should take it out of the sun. And I actually used this very clever trick for doing this. The couplings broke off once again when I was transporting them to Sir Bradingham's place and back, but it's always broken off and the glue never really helped. So I'll show you how I did the letters. What I did is I went on Google and I found an image of just a regular old any box van, and this is actually a Hornby one, and I found a picture of the side, which is like exactly side on, and just printed it out, correctly scaled it, printed it out, and then I cut out where the letters were, and you stick that on and paint it. Voila, you've got some nice letters. And I actually got the other wagon, which is this white open wagon. I don't exactly know if these are correct. I found some box vans, but they didn't have any on them. Well, one of them did, and I only found one open wagon, which was the trying one, so I'm not too sure if that was proper. I painted these because I had this any tarpaulin, and I can't change it to GWR or SR or whatever. There's just some Lego. Yeah, sorry. I decided to paint it. Once again, 6 layers of paint later, because this was black and grey. This one was actually just black. Yeah, and I did the same thing with the letters, because I've got another template thing, stencil here. That was from another wagon. So you see, it's got the letters in there. Yeah, so that wasn't in black letters. I think it turned out pretty alright. I like it. I'm glad not too much of the detail was sacrificed. It's a bit messy, but the paint was very bad. It's better on that side. Yeah, but I found one problem is that I put the letters up a bit too high, so when the tarpaulin is on fully, it covers half the letters. That's what the Lego block is in there, because it sort of keeps the top up a little bit. Yeah, so now it doesn't stay on there properly, but it stays on there. And see, now it doesn't cover the letters. So it looks like a 7-plank wagon instead of a 5-plank wagon now. Looks a bit bigger. But, yeah, that one is running since the couplings have stayed on. I can put that back on there. Oh, whoops. And, yeah, this one I've just got my, my detail staple coupling links. Yeah, if you have any questions about those, just tell me in the comments. I always respond to comments since I don't get a lot of them. If you want to know how to make them, I can do a video. They're very simple. It only takes about a minute to make each of them. And you can put them on anything that has coupling hooks, even if they're not the greatest. The new Hornby ones are actually pretty nice for that. See, I've got them pretty much everywhere. I've got one on my N2, one on the Royal Scot, and I've got one on my 20-ton brake van over there as well. Yeah, so they're pretty good. What's next? Oh yeah, next thing is, it's back over here. You might have noticed when I was talking about this pit that they've made a little foundation for this little shack, this little inside building, and I did. It's just some balsa wood, and I've put a little bit there to join it to the road, and I've got a little ramp to go down to this little area. It's sort of like it used to be. It's sort of like a signal hut, like for the signals and things. Not a signal box, just a little hut thing. So I'm thinking about getting a signal post just there. I'm probably gonna get a gantry, so because it's sort of like this line only closed down like recently. Okay, that's it, a month ago, something like that. So I'm still gonna paint it up brown like the rest of it, but I'm gonna make it look like it's almost new. Like I'm not gonna move the crossing gate further down to go closer to the second line. Just gonna leave it there. That was alright. I've actually done a little landscaping with some hot glue. I think that looks right. It looks a lot worse there because it's very blotchy and things. Yeah, I think it looks alright. Next thing is I've been putting some ads. So you've got one for Ritz, Mars, and Cadbury, and I've got those two there. Let me try to find some more. On the staircase, I've got those two for Great Western Railway. On this little shack, I've got one for camp, which is tea, coffee, sorry. And I've got 3 up here. One is a Great Western poster, one is for Borax dry soup, and the other one is Buxom Melons, is it? Yeah, Buxom Melons. So I've started putting them on. I have a big sheet of just posters and things. Annoyingly, one of them, which has them on card, it doesn't have Great Western posters. It has LNER, and I don't like LNER. I don't know why. I just don't like LNER. Don't complain about it. I just don't for some reason. So yeah. Well, there's the coupling link on the back of the brake van. Yes, I've been adding some posters and things to buildings. I'm hoping to add some more. I was pretty excited to do some of them finally. I think it looks nice. Yeah. Another thing is, you might see here I've sort of started testing out the sidewalks, how the sidewalks are going to go, and that's just some 1mm balsa wood on the sides, and it really has enough for 3 lanes, but I think it's alright. Tell me if I should extend these out, like make them bigger. I think 1.5 millimeters should do. This looks alright, I think. Plus you have to like scale it with the people, which, yeah, it's always a bit tricky. I think that looks alright. It's gonna be kind of tricky, especially around the corners over there, but I'll see what I can do. What else? I never remember anything. It's kind of annoying. Oh yeah, up there. I used some of the display things from the display shelves that Sir Branningham gave me, and I used 2 of them up there, and I've put some of my locomotives and rolling something things up there. I've got my first ever locomotive, which is that, which sadly doesn't work anymore. I tried to fix it, it didn't work. You've got an old Lima logo, my New South Wales Railway brake van, and my 47. And I've also got my dockside crane with a custom load, which is some boxes, which are very easy to make. I've also got another little box of one of my small containers and suspended it on the crane. That looks alright. Oh, I just broken that off. That's alright. It's not glued on very well. I should really do something about that. Yeah. I think that's really about it. Oh yeah, God, I've done everything so quickly. Oh no. Actually, I have to tell you a tale of something that happened recently. If you're still watching this, thank you. You're my favourite people, as always. The Royal Scot was over here, and I was trying to take the dockside crane down to show my parents the load. And when I tried to pull it off, the 47 fell off, and imagine I'm holding it. It went down, one side hit that, and then it fell, hit the front of the Royal Scot, which was over there, and actually knocked off the buffer beam. Didn't break it, because it was able to come off. It just, the glue wasn't very good, so it fell off, I guess. Completely bent one of the couplings, one of the coupling hooks, you might say that. It's completely bent. And then it bounced. I can't believe it bounced. And then landed on the other side and broke off the other coupling hook. And then it fell off, well, it fell on the side, knocked off the brake van, and actually popped out the power bogie. The motor bogie, which is that one. So that actually came out. It's able to come out, but it was surprising because I've never been able to get it out, and it actually came out. Incredible. Everything was fixed. I can't find that coupling hook. It's actually broken the clip sort of thing inside, so I can't fix it. But it's gone. It's disappeared. I don't know where it went. It's gone. Oh, why are the buildings down there? Oh, that's why the buildings are down there. Buildings are down there. Yeah. So I guess now I should probably wrap this up. I'm hoping to do some more, like get some points and things. I'm hoping to get some more wagons and coaches. Things, definitely coaches. I'm not going to spend anything on wagons unless I really have anything left. I'm going to try to get coaches. That's my main priority. Yeah, I always get carried away with getting wagons. It just happens. You know, might glue down some of the sidewalks. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, got things to do. So that's the end of this video. Might do another layout update in a week. I might have some more things done. I'm not sure. Yep. Well, that's all for this video, and I'll see you in another video. Yep. Bye.